Hey, Sandy.
Looks like I'm early.
Yes, we're the first ones. I'm waiting on Brock and Chris before we're going to open it up.
Here we go.
Yeah. How are you today?
Good, מה שלומך?
טוב, תודה. טוב, תודה.
אני ביטלתי פגישה שאני יכול להיות פה.
איזה יופי. לכבוד הוא לי. So where'd you get your Hebrew from?
Two biggest shears
Japan.
died.
Hey, Chris.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good, you beat Brock.
That's unusual. I'm usually the last one to the party. Yeah, I like to make those big sweeping entrances.
Oh, and I wanted to ask you a question before we get started. And I'm kind of late at starting this, Yifat. How do you pronounce your first name correctly so I don't say it wrong?
You can murder it. Americans murder it and they...
Oh, I feel bad, though, when I do.
So,
Yifat.
Yifat?
Yifat, yes. Very good.
Yifat rather than
Oh,
Yifat.
that's beautiful.
Why didn't you tell us sooner?
Oh, my God.
I'm used to it. It's just like, it takes forever to get to have people pronounce it correctly.
Oh, that just gave me chills. That's so beautiful.
All right, I'll say something today then. I'm like, hey, everybody, quit murdering Yifat's name. Hi, Sandy, how are you?
Good, Chris. How are you?
I'm really good.
Hi, how are you? I'm Margie.
I'm still Sandy.
I've seen you around there, Sandy, but I don't think we've ever been on a hangout together.
We have. We were on it. We were on one of these hangouts last time.
They all began to blur together after a while.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not the people, just the hangout saying it was in a quite I did one with my mastermind the other night. It lasted from 6 o'clock in the evening till 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was long, yeah.
Wow.
And that was me and Stephen Vargas at the very end there.
I had Peter at 11 o'clock. It's okay. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I'm done.
That's a long hangout.
Yeah, but they murdered me too. I mean, they had question after question. We talked about some stuff I've never talked about with anybody in internet marketing, as far as what the real guy, what the big guys really do. So it was an interesting day around my house with that post today there, Yifat.
Almost. Yifat. So in here, the emphasis is at the end.
Yeah, you're overdriving your microphone a little bit there, I think.
Hold on, like that?
You turn your microphone a little bit. Yeah, a lot thinner, actually, some more.
Better?
Yeah, much better. One of my mastermind group bought a microphone off eBay that was really awesome. I've got it here in notes because I've got tons of these notes.
Here,
it's called a Blue. It's called a Blue Yeti. Oh, that's awesome. That works good.
That's really cool.
It's tiny and it's very powerful, and it's called a Samsung Go something, and it's great. You can, it has a little. I'll show you. Hold on. This little case that you can take with you on the road, and this is it.
Awesome.
Oh, that's really cool.
A Samsung.
Go, Mike.
A Samsung, not a Samsung, but a Samsung.
Go, Mike, and it's cool because it has like all these tools that you can connect it. Like, can you see to everywhere?
Oh, so it actually has a big suction cup device on it that'll. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mastermind group member. Actually, you're going to be interviewing him about taxes. My tax guy. He bought something called a Blue Yeti, and it's a big broadcasting style microphone off Amazon for less than $100.
Yeah, this one was 40.
Pardon?
This one was $40.
Cool. Yeah, when I bought my HD webcam like a year and a half ago for streaming, and then never managed to find anything I could stream to that I liked. So it just happened to be sitting around here when Hangouts came around. So is Brock at the?
Yeah, I'm like, where the hell is he? He asked me to invite Jeff.
Or is he coming back home to do this? I wasn't sure about when he was going to drag somebody over and physically sit him down for us.
I don't know. I think he asked me to invite Jeff something. What's his name? Let me see. Jeff Schwerdt? I don't know. And I did, and I don't see them.
Jeff Schwerdt.
I don't know.
Let me see. Are you joining me?
I think I know exactly. There's only one Schwerdt that I know.
I don't think he has much online. He's probably, let's see. Yeah, he has nothing online. Well, no, on G+. I'll write his name here. In the invite. This guy. Let me see.
You know who that is, right? You know who that is, right?
Who is it?
He's. I met him at Howie's house. If Jeff Herschy shows up, he lives right here in Phoenix with me. He's one of the big boys. One of the guys you never hear from anymore. He's a Frank Kern disciple. Frank Kern brought him up as he used to fly jets. It's going to be hilarious if Jeff Hershey's on.
Him, yeah.
I certainly hope so. He sat right here in this seat, and he totally ripped up Gadget MVP and said that is the worst brand ever. That's why your apps platform failed, is nobody understood what the hell Gadget MVP was. And I walked away from him with 2 domains and like 5 sheets of paper.
And they were on a race.
There's only one guy named Jeff, because his last name kind of sounds like Schwerdt.
So they go
His
Hershey.
nickname is Jeff Hershey.
Yeah.
Not to make the joke, but I don't know.
Yeah, they always tease him for years.
To people that know him, they just call him Jeff Hershey.
He's not. Maybe I didn't invite the right one, but I can only.
Gotta be. It's gotta be the right guy. Let me.
Right? Let's see.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. I just see one person.
I need split screen so I can multitask.
You know what I do is I just hit Alt-Tab. Alt-Tab, and it allows me to cycle through windows. And so I just Alt-Tab back to my browser, Alt-Tab to this one. Because it runs your Chrome window as a separate application rather than a browser. There's a version of Chrome that can set it as an application, and it removes most of the other browser features, and it looks like software. So it actually identifies the Hangout window as an application rather than a browser tab. And so by holding down Alt and then pressing Tab, you can cycle right through to the other one. So just by hitting Alt-Tab, I can go back to...
Wow.
Gotta be Jeff Hershey.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, keyboard.
Yeah, that's how, when you see me like I'm like kind of fiddling with something, that's because I've jumped onto Google to research something I'm going to talk about and make sure that I'm, saying it the right way or attributing it to the right person. I'm going to jump in and out.
What's up with Bob?
Yeah, because we're not public, right? You haven't shared the public. I can just say something, we're having technical difficulties, and we'll be right with you. Sorry, but Mark Zuckerberg can't be with us today, so we're going to have to replace him with Jeff Hershey.
Was he scheduled to be here?
I think Brock is probably with him.
That's funny that he's at Maps Magic. I didn't realize Jeff would be there. Jeff knows what the heck he's doing. Jeff is way bigger than me or Brock. Way, way bigger. I mean, it took me going all the way to Connecticut to Howie's house when I spoke at his mastermind at his home. And the years run together, blur together too. To meet up with Hershey, and I mean, we love the guy. He's got a huge brand, a huge website here.
Okay, if you go to my page, Chris, do you see the name? Do you see the comments that Brock put in there? And he said, invite Jeff. I did. I am inviting him.
Yeah, I think he's misspelled. I think his name ends with a Z. I think he misspelled the name is the problem. Let me see if, hold on a second. Let me track one of his emails to me down, because I can always call Jeff on his cell, too. For some reason, he's not coming up in my contacts manager. Let's try Gmail.
Maybe I found him. No, let's see. So many.
Should end with a Z. Just give me.
Yeah, there are so many though.
Find his email address. He's one of those big internet gurus that does not have.
Here, Chris, look at this. Tell me which one it is. Which one is him?
Nah, it's Jeff Schwartz. It's ERTZ. It's like Squirts, but spelled Schwartz. That's why we call him Jeff Herschy. The name sounds like Hershey Squirts. Not to say that mixed company, but that's why he's got the nickname Jeff Hershey. Let me just bring him up in my contacts here, and we'll find Jeff real fast. I'll call him on his cell phone and ask him where the heck he's at in a second. There we are.
What mastermind are you in, Chris?
It's my own. It's here it is.
Okay.
SCHWE. Here, I'm going to send you his Google profile right now.
Yeah, awesome.
It's gotta be him. SCHWERDT.
That's what I did.
ERDT.
Yeah, ERDT. Yeah.
Here, I'm just going to send you his flat-out profile here, and hopefully that'll show things. I'm going to call him on his cell phone right now, too.
Okay.
Here's his, let me call his cell right now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And go, I'm going to open a window, too. See if it's too hot or cold, or too cold in Arizona. It's never just right. But it is the most gorgeous time of year.
Can invite him because he's not in my circles. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, his profile's just real light. So that's funny. He's go. I'm just gonna grab some guy here. Some guy turns out to be Jeff Hershey. That's awesome. I don't know what his Gmail address is either.
I can't invite him yet because he's not in my. I just added him to my circles. Darn it! And you can't invite him, right?
Hey Jeff. Hey, it's Chris Lang. Okay. Go ahead. Now, I was surprised to hear you were going to be on it, and I'm like, I know who that is. So yeah, just we're waiting for you, and I just tell Brock or I tell thought maybe to just post something to the stream saying, Brock, you have a ticket to go. The Cody's will be right with you.
That is so cool.
Okay, so I just went to your Google profile because I've got you my Gmail. So, hey Brock. Yeah, I've got you in mine. Yeah.
For some reason.
What's that? I'm mono. Yeah, I got Yifat right here. I can actually put you on speakerphone.
There we go. Found it. Okay, great. Got it. Tell him invited him.
Hang on a second. That's the name to invite there if you want to copy and paste it.
I did. I just invited him. Did he get an invitation?
She just invited Hershey Squirt. And
did he get an invite?
You got one now? Okay, he says he's got one, so.
Yay. He wasn't in my circle, so I couldn't invite him.
There you go. I see you coming up now. Cool. Sometimes the landline comes in handy.
Yes. Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, we didn't check that one here, so.
Hey, okay.
Oh, great. Hold on a second.
I'm the oldest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Brock. Yeah, you said you were going to grab some guy.
While we're on
response script.
You gotta go all the
Continue.
way.
Jeff, you weren't in my
think
circle,
we're
so I
gonna
couldn't
have
invite you.
a
Can you
bandwidth
You gotta
issue.
go all the way to California. To
Because, I mean, it's the moment this thing
Okay,
turns on that
this is
freezes.
okay. Backup plan is
Can you hear
we
us?
can handle this through the phone.
I don't know.
Okay.
Can you hear
It's
us?
like the last issue. So we could
Yeah, I don't
just,
think they can hear us, Yifat. I think we're getting video out, but I don't think they're getting
and
video.
maybe they can they're recording.
We can hear you, yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
and see you.
But it's freezing.
They might be able to get. Oh, they can't get our audio.
Yeah, they're not going to get anything.
Maybe.
You just push it a week.
Yeah.
It's not freezing for us.
There goes Chris. He's going to call me on the phone again. All right. Yeah, see, dude. All right, let me call it.
Brock, can you hear us now?
All right.
Ready?
Let's call Chris back.
You guys good?
Recent.
Harry's calling you back, Chris.
And like, I don't know what this is calling. Stop the script. If I stop it now, what happens?
I'm gonna walk away from it so I don't hear the feedback.
Okay.
I've never had this in the past.
Hey, can you even see us? Because my thing.
They can see this. All right. So maybe they can just patch us through from the phone.
Good thing we're not cursing here then. Okay, good. Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna
His
start.
phone, your phone or his phone up to the
yeah,
speaker.
actually, no, they can hear and see us just fine. We just can't get any feed in. We broadcast. We just don't.
Okay.
So I don't know how you want to do that.
Okay. So let's just do it. Let's just roll with it.
All right, we'll see what happens. So
Okay,
this could be a
so-
complete disaster or fun. Who cares? We'll see what happens.
So yeah, we'll just
Alright.
get the questions through the phone maybe.
Hold on, let me put you on speaker. All right, can you hear me, Chris? Although I think the feed's in against. Oh no, Cohen did. All right, he hung up on me.
Margie,
Chris.
tell Chris to come back so he can
No.
communicate
All
from
right.
here.
So now we've
Is
got.
there speakers on this thing turned up?
Yeah. Oh.
Say something.
All right,
We
good.
can hear you.
There we go.
Can you hear
All
us?
There we go.
We'll go with it.
Well,
Okay, you are on air. Chris, can you share the post?
Yep. Yeah, let me just go back to share you on
We're
air.
gonna have to be.
Brock, can
really
you share the
slow with
phone?
this.
This is all there.
You got the
Hi,
train?
Jeff.
Hold on. Don't ask me again, and just continue the script. Let's see what happens. Chris, you're looking good, man.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
We're two guys cuddled together on the couch. So,
All right, let's start.
So we are live, Brock.
Okay. So do you have the questions in front of you?
I do actually. Hold on.
Okay. So you run the hangout, and then we'll just answer questions as they come.
Okay, hold on.
Let's keep it to like 20 minutes at most.
Okay, and the questions that we're asking are the ones that Chris asked, right?
Yep.
Okay, so ready?
Yes.
Okay, we have a client whose places page business name is very poor with no keyword. We have to change the name, phone, and address. We have to change the name, phone, and address. Will stay the same, but the title will change. What Google backlash can we expect from this, and does it even matter? Keywords in the business title on the page.
On a places page.
So, all right. So basically, they're saying that the business name and is going to change, or they're going to update the business name, and the address and phone number are going to remain the same.
Yes.
Okay. All you need, and I have a service that does this, and I've worked with a mortgage company that we changed 3 times in 1 year because of the mortgage industry the whole fallout. Really, all you're doing is just updating the business name. Sometimes the updates are going to take a little bit of time. What I would do is go out to, hopefully you guys can hear this and it's smooth, go out to, I'll get thumbs up, good. Go out to all the major citation sites and update those, and then go into Google Places and update that, because what's going to happen is, as one of the bigger aggregators of data, it's going to check everybody else to see what you're now reporting that business as, and don't freak out if it takes 6 or 8 or 12 weeks for everything to kind of slowly move over. You may have to go through a validation process on a couple of sites and stuff like that. But if you've already claimed it and you're working with the business, it's a verified listing, you're just editing the business and that's it. You shouldn't expect any major backlash.
So be sure to change the name as well on all the citation sites, because he's got hundreds of citations.
Yes.
So you don't want to make those citations invalid by not matching up with the
You
business.
don't want to cause confusion, because basically you got to think of what is the end user, me, looking for, let's say, a Mexican restaurant. what am I looking for? I'm looking to find a Mexican restaurant right away because you changed it from Joe's Mexican restaurant to Harry's Mexican restaurant or Jose's or whatever, so it makes more sense. It doesn't matter. The business location and phone number are still the same, but they want the information across all of the additional sites to be the same. We want relevant data, and that's what.
Are we going to go through any recertification verification?
You might. I've not seen that happen. The only time I've seen those things happen with a business is when they've moved locations for the address, when the physical address has changed. But again, I don't know how their algorithm works if they choose one or not the other. So you may get a postcard in the mail or a phone call, but because you actually are setting up the system where you're just updating the business's name, there's nothing major that's going to happen to you. You're not going to expect it to drop off.
Do keywords have any bearing on SEO within the name? Of course, it has great click-through increase.
Yeah.
What I'm searching for is in a business name that's always gotten a click-through from any Google result. But will it have any effect on rankings within the term?
The categories are what's going to help you with that, and then all the supporting assets. So you're talking about all the citation sites, your main website, SEO off of that, and then going even deeper. And I'm not claiming to be an overall SEO expert, but as you go deeper to the sites that are linking back to that main website, because if you notice, Google now in the top 7 basically combines your places page with your main website. So they want people going to the main website. So guess what? They want to know what keywords you're trying to target on your main website, and then they're going to look at your categories in your Google Places page, combine the two, and that's where you're going to get your revenue from.
Okay, so we should be
changing the
changing
business based off of a keyword.
So we should be changing the title of the blogs. His top 4 blog was his number 1 blog that links to it. His business blog, so we should change and have them all match.
Well, I wouldn't say have them all match. Have them keyword relevant.
Cool.
We might want to give Herschy here a chance to introduce himself.
Oh. Minor details.
Sorry, I'm just firing away
Okay.
questions. We're happy to be here now.
This is Jeff Schwerdt.
Hey, everybody.
Also known by Herschy. He is a former F-16 pilot in the Air Force. He's a badass. He's basically a Google Places expert, but he's also doing a lot of other really cool stuff online. So maybe just tell him like 2 of those products that you brought to us yesterday.
Yeah. So the main product that we're working with right now is called WebWeaver Elite. 3 words all together for the .com. So webweaverelite.com. It's push-button WordPress hosting. We focus on small business owners and local consultants to have a bunch of pre-done themes and plugins in there to make it easy, and it's cost-effective for the local consultants and the business owners. If you're a local consultant, we have something called the Localized Lead tool that goes out and finds local business leads. We actually just finished our integration with Google's API to be able to get Google Places data real-time based off of a geographic location and keyword. So that's what we have.
I saw his stuff yesterday personally, and I think it's freaking awesome. So if you get a chance, check those 2 things out.
Web
Yifat,
Weaver Elite.
WebWeaver Elite, right?
Yep. Chris, you actually, I think, have the URL. I don't know if you guys can type something in here in the chat. It's WebWeaver Elite. You can do that for me, Chris.
And then what's the localizer?
And then it's called Localizer Lead Tool. And that's a tool that's for local consultants that are looking to find businesses. And then you can do Google Places searches through their API for the top 20 based off of a geographic location. Look at their overall ratings and reviews, pull up their Google Places page and stuff like that. It's a real simple, easy-to-use interface.
webweaverelite.com.
Yes, thanks, Chris.
Okay, so next question, Yifat.
Next question. What better tools could Google Plus supply local business pages and places pages in the future? Google offers integration rather than coupons, maybe.
Okay.
There's more Google Plus question. You want to answer that, Chris?
Well, actually, I was kind of hoping for Jeff's take on that.
Okay. Well,
we're pretty excited about Places local pages within Google Plus.
Yeah, and there's a couple things that I'm looking at. I'm not real deep into. This is actually my first Hangout, and we had to figure out how to log me on here. And Chris, I know you're a big Google guy, and we've talked about some of this stuff. Looking what they've done, actually since the last time we talked, Chris, the last 3 months or so, I've noticed that they are integrating a lot of their services and tying a lot of things together. And because I'm going to start driving cold paid traffic to my, my hosting company and my websites, I'm looking to figure out how to integrate that. Oh, we got the spinning wheel. Okay, we're good. So what we're looking to do is play along the lines of what the most beneficial service for your business or that business owner is. So if they're sending out an informational post on a Google Plus account, adding in clients that they've built a list on. So I go back to my original marketing days. You're trying to build a list, and then now you're trying to build a social following on your Google Plus account or for your business or whoever you're working with. So start adding and integrating them. Ask them for the +1. Put +1 actually on your site. We actually moved onto our homepage of our main site because we're trying to play nice and get rewarded for doing that. I actually do think that now, after kind of playing around for days, Google Plus is going to hang around because what's going to happen is this is going to be integrated with everything that this search engine does, or this company does. Certain things will catch on and go away, and they're willing to test it and they're willing to be risky with it. And just like Buzz, it didn't work. Well, it worked for a little bit, and then people got distracted. The way they're integrating with this and the way they're marketing it and the way they're pushing it so hard, I wouldn't sell this as an upfront huge service. This would be an added benefit that I would talk to a small business owner about and say, hey, look, you have a Gmail account, you have an online presence, you have a website. Just add this little piece of code to your site. And by the way, this is going to overall help and show that you're integrating with the search engine you're integrating with.
Nice.
So I don't have any long-term testing on because it hasn't been around and I haven't really truly integrated with my business yet, but we are looking at moving that direction. So that should tell you that you should be looking at those kind of things. And Chris, you're one of those guys that everything they're doing ahead of time and you find that kind of stuff. So, what do you think about the Google Plus?
Brock and I both have said that this is not a new social network, that this is the new Google. This is not just a new layer or new pieces, but actually the glue that's going to hold all of Google together. And it's a social network for the enterprise as well, and for Google Apps customers, all 30 million of them. Also, it's a great social network for education, colleges. You can lock it down to being private. It runs through the browser. It uses SSL and HTTPS. You can see right in the from day one. So you have very low-level permissions within your machine. So somebody is asking me if Hangouts is unsecure as Skype, and I'm like, no, Skype's got access to the OS. It's part of your drive. It's embedded software. You're running very low-level permissions through the browser, and it's a far more secure platform, and it can be used from anywhere. But getting back to local, as we're talking about here, we've been predicting since day one that Places business pages for local businesses would actually replace the Google Places page altogether. So that G+ local pages would replace Google Places pages, or integrate highly. And we're seeing it in search, we're seeing it in local search, and we're like, if you search AT&T, look at the integration in the rich snippet that appears under a search for AT&T, and you can see the future of what we're all looking for as brands. So like Jeff, your WebWeaver Elite, think about a rich snippet that appears there, and an integration with a Google Plus business page that shows all of the things that people are saying about your product appearing right in search under a search for your brand. That's pretty heavy duty stuff, and that's magic right there, especially if you have a real positive following and well-reviewed businesses.
Yeah, because that's what my intern's researching for me right now, is all of that stuff to integrate properly on a business level, not on a just, hey, let's just throw it up there and see what happens. We got to integrate with the clients, the customers, just the right way.
Think about all the things you told me, Jeff, when you were sitting here next to me and told me how Gadget MVP was a terrible brand and I'd really screwed up with that idea.
I didn't say you screwed up. I just said you might want to choose something different.
And I certainly have. And when you sat right here and you taught me more about brands, think of this as brand management within Google results. That's especially when you look at just Google the term AT&T when you would broadcast time there. So I'll shut up and back to you, Yifat, with our next question there. We're going to try to keep this short, you said, Brock, so.
Okay, here's a great question from Sandy. She'd like to know, what are the best practices for a brand new out-of-the-box business and a website? Is Places first, other directories first, Google Plus first?
Okay. So branding your business, first of all, kind of like what just Chris talked about, let's talk about really branding what your business is. So when we get down to, hey, this is my law firm or whatever it is, you're going to figure out if you want your name or the business name. And before you create the company and stuff, obviously I'm not an attorney, so contact an attorney. But when you do that, when you build your brand, you want to have long-term value to either be able to sell it or have that branding where you are the brand and people are always coming to you. So you got to look at that. So like a dentist in a special area or a plumber, Joe's Plumber, like in Phoenix, it's George Brazil is another big one. That's just a name, and they branded that out. Or it could be, Mesa, Arizona Dentist.com or something along those lines. Figure out what you're going to be, and then make that your business name, and then you're going to go back and start filling out the first, second-tier directory sites. So go to like a Super Pages, a Yelp, a kudzu.com, and use all those free directories to start building yourself out, the Bing and Yahoo local directories. Then once you've gotten those submitted and they're starting to show up, then you're going to move into either claiming or building up your Google Places page so that those citations are out there. If you already have a business citation listed on Google, then go ahead and claim that as your own and go through the verification process. And then build out your business and your brand from there. But realistically, you just want to get your place in your name out there as in many locations as possible, as fast as possible. Have them confirmed, because some of them will take, even after you've submitted them, 2, 3, maybe 4 months sometimes, where there's thousands of new businesses every day being put into this directory service. So don't go double submitting. If you did it once, you've done it. You know you've done it. Don't go through it and do it again, and then build it out. And then with your main website, if you have the combination of your Google Places page, your main website tied together, you'll write that into your profile and have that built out. You want your branding and your main website profile to be what they're going to do. Number one thing I talk about when I talk to local consultants, actually I'm talking to a dentist right now, or an orthodontist in a major city. He keeps flip-flopping what his name's going to be. And I don't want to say his name or where he's at, just for purposes of the client privilege. But he decided he wanted to change his name, and then 24 hours later he called me back. And then he told somebody else to change it, and then asked me after the fact what he should do. So if you're working with a local business or it's your local business, make the decision and go with it. You can change it down the road, 2 years down the road or whatever, but go with it and get set up. If you're flailing, you're never going to go anywhere. Then set up your main website for the branding and have it the overall branding for what that industry is, what the main keyword you're going to be is. Put that in your tags, put it in your relevant content, and then worry about what is the number one call to action that you want your website to be. That's the number one consultation question I ask. Hey, I looked at your website. I have some things on it, but before I do that, I need to ask you a question. And the question is, what is your main website going to do for you? If I could say it will be one thing for your business, what's it going to do? 9 out of 10 times, it's I want my phone to ring, I want somebody to pick up the phone and call. If you're a website designer, how do you do that? You focus on making the call action real high, it stands out, it's on the top right. Then only 1 out of 10 people say, well, I want people to get a lead capture, or I want to get them to pick up the phone and call me after I get their email address. Okay, so basically 10 out of 10 people will eventually want somebody to call them, so that's what your focus should be for your branding and for your main website as you tie that into your Google Places page. If you have no website, you're in the process, and you're afraid to create a Google Places page and then have to go back and add the website, don't worry about it. They're going to rank your business as soon as they figure out that it's there. Usually they get it off of a database management company, or like a Super Pages or a YellowPages.com. Then they list it, and then they wait for somebody to confirm it. If it's there, or they get off a business directory of some sort. You can always claim it and then go put in your main company URL, and now your site will start to show up. Even if you do it like 2 months, 6 months, or a year later, get your business listed on Places. That's the number one place you want that listed. I'm going to go into one more thing real quick with that. Once you get your business listed, the next thing you want to do is invigorate your current client base to get them talking about your business online. I'm going to be creating something down the road here that I'm going to talk about being like social signals and how to increase those and how to ignite your current customer base. The biggest thing that you want to do with that is have people talking about your business as their point of happy contact. So they're walking out of your office, they're leaving a restaurant, they're happy with their meal. I just give it to the guy that's my gym. Hey, we're going to implement this. Do this, this, and this, and you're going to basically do these 3 things that I want you to do. And if you have more ratings and reviews, you can actually be in actually testing has shown this, that through eye tracking and click tracking, that you can be in the number 3 spot, and because you have 17 ratings and reviews instead of 1, and the number 1 guy might have the best SEO in the world, he's got 1 rating and review, and he has 17, you can actually secretly siphon his traffic from him without him ever knowing it. Because as users, we're going onto the search engine and we're looking and noticing that, yeah, he might not rank there, but guess what? 17 people talked about his dental practice, and that's one of my niches, so hence why I'm talking about it so much. And they will actually click through and then go to your site and never come back because now they're reading the ratings and reviews. It also prevents a bad reputation issue. You can have anonymous write anything about your business and say anything they want. You can't stop them. Anybody can go and do it. And you can try to fight, to get it taken down. The best way to do it is to have your current client base that you're always interacting with do it for you before you even know it exists. I've had people that I've done reputation consulting with where we've gone out and for 6 months they've had a 1-star rating where somebody's basically slammed their business and they've never done anything about it. And then an example that I use in some of my presentations is 6 months later, there's 2 posts with 5-star ratings saying, we don't know what this 1-star rating is. It's clearly the dental office, and they noticed it, and then nothing ever happens again. So what you want to do is take your current client base, new customers, happy customers, repeating customers, as you market to them, as they leave your door, work with them to have them leave you a rating and review on your business, and basically invite them to do that, whether it's through an autoresponder, social signal system that we've built out. And just by asking them, really all you do is ask for it. If they're happy, they'll leave you a rating and review. Make it easy for them, too.
I've got a real quick question as far as when someone writes you a review, if they use some of your keywords in that review, let's say if you have a social media consultancy, and they write in, hey, this is a great social media consultancy in the review, does that help out your brand within?
I have not seen that. Sorry, we have a group walking by. We're in a hotel lobby. I haven't seen that personally because I've only been doing this for about 6 months, where I can say, hey, look, I know that keyword's a trigger, but I would assume that over time those keywords, if they can put them in there, great. But it's about the interactivity with that page that really matters to the search engine.
Absolutely.
So, sorry about
Were you saying, Jeff, that if you go to someone else's profile and leave a review with your link on it, that's how you steal their traffic?
No. What I'm saying is, go ahead and in the top 3, I'll try to figure out where the microphone is on this MacBook.
You sound good.
So, all right. Sorry, we had a group walk by. So what I'm saying is, don't go leave a review with somebody else's traffic link sitting on there on that page. What you're going to do is have your current client customer base go out and leave you ratings and reviews talking about their positive experience with your business. Because when they do that, now you're going to have 15 or 10 or 5 or 50 customer reviews while your competition might have 1 or 2. Now, instead of people going and looking at their company, they're going to notice that other people are socially interacting about that business, and they're leaving the ratings and reviews. And what's been seen by scientific testing is that their eyes will go there, and then they will click through that link and read those ratings and reviews and go to your main website or pick up the phone and call right there.
So talking about reviews, one of the other questions is about Yelp. Is Yelp still important? Are we seeing Yelp reviews ranking highly in local search? Does Google still value Yelp, or is there any other sites that are more important?
Yelp obviously is still there. It's still valid. It's got a high page ranking site. You want to use as many citation sites as possible that are high quality, high value, industry specific, region specific, local area specific. So when I'm in Phoenix, so like azcentral.com is a Phoenix-based website or Arizona-based website that's based around Phoenix, Arizona, and there's a bunch of listings of doctors and dentists and stuff in there as well that they might not ever know about, and that's some stuff that our company does. So what you want to do is use the main site, and you notice that Google, instead of pulling other and aggregating other reviews back in June, when they changed everything the first time, they basically just showed you at the bottom other ratings and review sites. So they do take some weight off of that because people are talking about the business, but they obviously preference their own system over everybody else's. So they want to take over as the search engine, giving the ability with Google Plus and the ratings and reviews that are now on the Places pages. So you want to interact with Places, focus on getting that going, and then branch out. That's a great additional service that as a local consultant people can offer, just interacting with Google.
All right, guys. So I wanted to cut this. I'm going to cut this short. We're sitting at 35 minutes after right now, and I just wanted to thank Jeff for coming on today.
Pleasure.
And I think there's a lot more questions that we have out there, especially as far as how Google Plus and Google Places are going to integrate, now, but also into the future. So I think what a great idea will be to have Jeff come on for a later hangout. We can all have him on again, asking some more in-depth questions on that. Maybe have him on for one of our entrepreneurial interviews. If that sounds good to everyone, give me a thumbs up, and we'll make that happen.
Okay. Sorry about the noise.
Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob.
Have a great rest of the week.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Chris, we have
Hey, that
a
was
small
pretty
question
awesome.
for you.
That was pretty awesome. Just so everybody knows who Jeff is, he kind of downplayed things. About 5-6 years ago, there was a big Frank Kern promotion. Who knows who Frank Kern is? Probably the top internet marketer since John Reese has kind of retired from the spotlight. But Frank Kern brought Jeff Herschy up, and Jeff Herschy joined Kern's mastermind, and all of a sudden we see this big promotion about how to use video a year before YouTube was even launched in 2006. And Jeff had been a fighter pilot, hurt his back, couldn't fly anymore. He was stuck in bed with his back recovering, and, well, what am I going to do with it? So he joined Frank Kern's mastermind, and from there, he did so well with it that Frank Kern turned around and helped him create a product and then helped him launch it through all of his lists. And just like that, Jeff Herschy went from being a beginning internet marketer to one of the few. We were really, really lucky to have Jeff on here today because, let's mute up a little bit. Stay muted there, buddy. My own typing interrupted everybody. Just like that, Jeff Herschy became one of the big ones, and I actually had to get to know Jeff. I actually had to go speak at a show at Howie Schwartz's house to meet him. So it really surprised me because I didn't know he was going to be our special guest today. So just to, rather drawn out, explain who he is and how lucky we were to have him. So
That's awesome. So we will close this hangout. We'll have him next time. This Thursday, if anyone's seen, we're going to interview Steven Vargas with mobile hangouts. How do you take mobiles and how do you take hangouts and make them mobile? So join us on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, and Chris will definitely be there because he's his mentor.
Yeah, Steven's my buddy.
Yeah,
Steven's a
Steven's
smart
cool.
cat.
Yeah.
And he knows far more about Hangouts than I. Were there any other questions, local?
There are a bunch, but I think Chris, these are great. We'll try to have them next week.
Yeah, just save your chat there and let's hear Jeff tell us because that's.
I have one.
Sure.
Sorry, if I can, I have one quick question about your post this morning, Chris. And I put it on your I commented on it, but then you got like 5 million comments, so I probably got lost.
Yeah,
But I wanted to know, for somebody who's in an industry that, the influencers are not really into, you don't have a Robert Scoble, you don't have somebody who's got a massive following in your circle or to +1 you or whatever. What can somebody in those kind of industries do to maximize the benefits of Google Plus and the instant indexing and all of that?
Okay, so just to be sure, you're saying that the influencers in your niche are not on Google Plus.
Very few of them are. I would say that in terms of of being connected to internet stuff and internet savviness, I am probably one of the biggest influencers in my industry.
Okay, so
Which is very sad.
Your competition's not here, right? Just
Nobody, yeah, nobody's here.
Okay, then, Sandy, what you do right now, and don't do anything else but, is you set yourself up as the influencer on Google+. You've got a wide open audience ahead of you, and there's probably thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of people that want that leadership, and there is no leader. So this is the prime time for you to make that jump from being, you know, where I was 2-3 years ago, to being the top authority known in your market. Something that I've always told my people is go where the people are hanging out at to scoop them up. To become a leader, scoop those people up and take them to someplace else where there is no competition. So, you know, I spent a lot of time in places in the past building following and building reputation. Now, Google Plus is my home. If you want me, you've got to come there. So you're completely unopposed. Now is the time to really stay niche-oriented, pour lots of value in, and draw your following with you and build a new one in Google+. You're unopposed. It's time for you to rock there. It's time for you to really kick some butt, Sandy, and it's rare that these opportunities present themselves. You know, 5 years ago, I passed up Facebook for social bookmarking, because it had huge effect on SEO, and it had huge effect on Google rankings, and I could drive massive traffic with it. Now all those social bookmarking sites are all but abandoned. I mean, when the last time you heard much about Dig or StumbleUpon, or Dig or Delicious, or in their Mix? Mix is completely gone under as far as social bookmarking. So the reason I'm very excited about Google is it's one of those social networks that has a chance to be around for the next decade. So that's also what makes it worth putting your time into, is it's Google. It's not a flash in a pan. They've endured an entire decade, and they're certainly going to endure another one. So that's definitely time to really take your spot in the sun here, Sandy. The chance ain't going to come again soon.
Thanks.
And what we talked about this morning was hey Rob, my post-rank post, and that was it was about, it's not who plus ones you or who shares you so much as who the person is that shares you. So it's maybe a lot different than incoming links and things of the past, and it's more based on who you are rather than what you are. And case in point is all my sites sank an entire point in toolbar PageRank and went down an entire notch. All my sites also went up in traffic and rankings, and I'm ranking very well against sites that I never could before. So again, we were seeing small indicators that PageRank and incoming links are not as valuable now as who the people are behind them, and that sites owned by authorities might be more valuable because of who owns them rather than how many incoming links they have.
So what you're saying really is that that everything that happens in Google Plus take precedence over everything else?
For me it does, because Google Plus is my home. And it's where I gain attention. Jack Humphrey said this real well in an interview about 2 weeks ago. He said content is no longer king, attention is king. And that was really important. It's the first time I've heard it said, but you've heard Scoble and hey Stephen, I've seen Scoble and Mike Elgin talking about that. And it's really where you can gain the attention of people. And by gaining their attention, then, you know, you have that chance to make the leap as to being the authority in their eyes. So, Sandy, the one thing I can recommend for you is think about self-publishing in whatever niche it is. Also think about a print-on-demand situation so that you can hold the book up and say, hey, I'm Sandy, I wrote this book. When you can do that, the question of whether or not you're an expert stops, and you don't have to beat your chest anymore and tell people that you're all that. It's just kind of taken for granted at that point, and that puts you in a real powerful position. And Sandy, that's the best advice I could give you there is if your niche ain't on Google+, build one there, because you're unopposed. And before your big competition can come there, you should be able to build up enough reputation, authority, and following to be able to stand up to any competition that does. And then do what Brock and Yifat and I have all done is, you know, we happen to sell 2 competing products. Mine's on hold until the book launch. Theirs is live. We're going to compete directly head-to-head for the same dollar for the next year to 2 years surrounding Google+. But we're here together and we share each other's stuff. No one else does that.
I think most people will buy both.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we're going to promote Chris, like, you know.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is let's just let the chips fall where they may, and together we make each other better, and we make Google Plus a better place.
Exactly. It's cooperation. Yeah. So, guys, let's
this video is good.
It's an hour. Chris, thank you so much. And we'll see you on Thursday. We'll see Steven here on Thursday. And hopefully we'll get Jeff or Howard, that's his name, next week as well.
Jeff Herschy, just call him Jeff Herschy. I never have been able to pronounce his last name ever right in 5 years. So, Yifat, it was my pleasure again. And
you said it right.
Hey there, buddy. One of my oldest friends from Buzz. Good night, everybody. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.